Andrew, thanks. A very busy week shaping up in our nation's capital, including continued negotiations between the White House and Democrats. Ilan Mui joins us right now. She's got more on that front. Ilan, good morning.
Well, Becky, we remain at an impasse. Those are the words that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi used in a letter to her caucus over the weekend, in which she called the Trump administration's latest offer grossly inadequate. Now, the White House proposal is now at $1.8 trillion. That's $400 billion less than Democrats have been asking for. The administration has upped the money for state and local governments by $50 billion to $300 billion. Kids would receive a $1,000 direct check, up from $500, and enhanced unemployment benefits of $400 a week would last through January. But Pelosi is arguing that the problem is not just the dollars, it's also the details. And she accused the administration of lacking a national testing strategy and falling short on child care and worker safety protections. Meanwhile, Senate Republicans raised objections of their own. I'm told that during a phone call over the weekend between White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and the Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, senators complained about an expansion of health care tax credits, the amount of money for state and local governments, and the ballooning price tag overall. Now, still, the president has repeatedly insisted this weekend that he wants to do a deal, maybe even a bigger one than Democrats are asking for. In a public letter to both chambers of Congress, the administration called an all-or-nothing approach an unacceptable response for the American people. Becky, it is really hard to see how they're going to craft consensus from here. Back over to you.
You know, hard to see how they make craft consensus, but I have to say that's a bit of a surprise to see that the administration is now offering money for state and local municipalities. That's been a huge sticking point. That's something that the Republicans in the Senate have not wanted to go along with. It doesn't seem like they'd be able to get there. What's the administration's response? If they can actually get the Democrats to the table on that, would they be able to get it through the Senate?
Well, first of all, it doesn't seem like the $300 billion that the White House is offering is going to be enough for Democrats. Their proposal had, I believe it was $493 billion on it. So there's still a gap there. And then, as you pointed out, the Senate Republicans aren't going to go for it. I mean, this has been a problem all along, is that McConnell has not been one of the negotiators in this discussion so far.
I mean, I have to say I'm surprised. It may not be exactly what the Democrats are looking for, a smaller number, but $300 billion is a pretty decent start on that. And I had not anticipated that the administration would actually say OK to that just because of the difficulties they would face within their own caucus on that. I mean, is it your understanding that the Democrats are just not going to take anything that's less than what they put on the table?
That seems to be the case. Pelosi has said repeatedly she can't even pass something that's less than $2 trillion within her own caucus. But I think that, Becky, what you're pointing out here is that the administration's position does appear to be shifting, and that's causing a lot of heartburn amongst the Senate Republicans. You heard President Trump even saying that he may not mind giving money to the blue states because he wants to get those direct checks out to Americans so badly. So there is a different tone coming from the administration, and Senate Republicans are not happy about that. And that's one of the reasons why McConnell has been sitting on the sidelines to see where this discussion between the White House and Democrats ends up. He had tried to sort of tamp the brakes on this previously in saying that the Senate is only going to focus and put its priority on the Supreme Court. But now it's clear that the White House is not done with this just yet.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.